some questions are a little bit more than just a pair of eyes. They require an expert. We're trying to bring on as many experts as possible.
Please welcome Christian, Alexander, and Will from Be My Eyes.
And in Specialized Help, you have access to all the companies we have on the platform. So Microsoft, Google, Procter & Gamble, Clearblue. We also have some big banks in Europe. So if you're based in Europe, you can call your banks and get advice directly from your bank.
Anytime, any place, as many times as you want. It's all free. Sighted assistance and specialized help in the palm of your hand.
Having 2.5 million volunteers scattered around the world is people are so eager to take these calls. It's globally available 24/7 and completely free.
The free Be My Eyes app is available on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store.
It will be one-way video and two-way audio. And you would just be talking to that volunteer. You would always be connected to someone who speaks the same language as you. It's always completely free. It's always completely unlimited. So you can make 500 calls a day if you want to.
And a special announcement about the new release of the Be My Eyes podcast. Please welcome Kristen, Alexander, and Will from Be My Eyes.
Welcome to Blind Abilities. I'm Jeff Thompson. I'm at the NFB Convention 2019 here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I have the Be My Eyes team here. We got Will, Christian, and Alexander. How you doing, Will?
Excellent. Yeah, really, really hyped up.
Alexander?
Yeah, also 10 out of 10. Feeling really great.
It's wonderful to be here.
Alexander, Christian, it's been a long trip coming here, huh?
Yeah, it's a good long flight coming in from Denmark, but we can beat the jet lag with some strong coffee.
There you go. How about you?
It's nice to be in Las Vegas where you have all these flashing lights. It's really hard to fall asleep when the lights are going off down there. So we are beating the jet lag that way.
Still stuck on California time, so...
Tough life.
Yeah.
Get out of the earthquakes a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, we're here to talk about Be My Eyes and some experiences that people have had with it and some of the new news. I like that. New news that's been coming out.
Well, just lately we expanded. So now it's globally available with this Be My Eyes Specialized Help service. I think that's one of our latest news to share.
Another interesting news that we can share is that this Monday we went live with Clearblue, which is a pregnancy test and fertility test company, and they are now available on Specialized Help. So any woman or couple can go in and have their pregnancy test results read out by an expert through Clearblue. And we think that's a huge step for privacy and independence and everything, and we're super, super stoked to have them on board.
Yeah, we have all these awesome partners who are coming on board for Specialized Help now, and it's like starting to kind of create this whole ecosystem of like you can get tech support from Google or Microsoft, you can get really personal support like from a pregnancy test, or you can get something casual from Herbal Essences. We'll just give you help with your hair, like give you hair advice about like when I have oily hair, which conditioner should I pick? The reason that we do this is because we know that some questions are a little bit more than just a pair of eyes. They require an expert. So we're trying to bring on as many experts as possible.
And that's easily to do with your app. You just open up the app and right away it just says call a volunteer, basically.
Yeah, you have two options in the app. You have one option to call a volunteer, and it will go out to one of the more than 2.5 million volunteers that are now on call. Or you can go into Specialized Help, and in Specialized Help you have access to all the companies we have on the platform. So Microsoft, Google, Procter & Gamble, Clearblue. We also have some big banks in Europe. So if you're based in Europe, you can call your banks and get advice directly from your bank. Two options that are available in the app: volunteers and then Specialized Help, where you'll talk directly to companies' customer support centers.
Having 2.5 million volunteers scattered around the world is people are so eager to take these calls. And we still have some users who are thinking that they would be bothering someone when doing a Be My Eyes volunteer call. And that's quite the contrary. People are so eager to step in and help. And you don't have to worry about time zones because we connect you to someone who is during the day, so we don't wake someone up if it's in the middle of the night that you need assistance. So it's globally available 24/7 and completely free.
Oh, one of the unexpected bonuses of being in New Zealand is I found that I still get quite a few calls from the UK, and they'll say, oh, sorry to bother you so late, or, oh, I know it's, really early in the morning or whatever. And I'm able to say, actually, I'm in New Zealand. It's a perfectly reasonable time for me. It's absolutely no problem at all. So that's really nice. I feel like I'm picking up the less social hours, but not actually having to put in any effort, because for me it'll be, 9 o'clock in the morning when it's actually 10 o'clock at night in the UK. So that's fun. But yeah, in general, I think it's a really great app. I think it's a really easy and straightforward way for everybody to just be looking out for each other. Quite literally, I suppose, in some ways. And everyone likes to help, and everybody needs a bit of help sometimes. So yeah, why not?
There's only one instance that I know of, maybe you guys know of a couple others, where someone actually got someone they know. And it's like the statistics of it are so incredibly low. But one time, some guy in Ireland called up, asked for help, and someone said, "Where are you? Wait a second. John, is that you?" And it turned out to be his neighbor. So they didn't know each other very well, but they rode the train together or something like that.
That's not only a 1 in a million chance for that, that's 1 in 2.5 million chance of making that happen.
Yeah.
2.5 million. I mean, that's a, 25% growth since CSUN. I mean, I never mentioned there's going to be math, but...
The community has grown significant. As of, I think, May of 2018, we had 800,000 volunteers. So just in the last 15, 16 months, we've grown significantly to 2.5 million. And it's still basically the viral sensation going around when people share their stories, and on both sides of the equation, how gratifying it is to be part of assistance and helping one another out, and from the users who say creatively what they use it for.
Oh, great.
Every day we hear something kind of fun and crazy, and we are constantly being surprised. Like, one of my favorites from this week is a guy heard some little noise in his backyard that he wasn't totally sure what it was, and he pulled out Be My Eyes, and sure enough, it was a foreign dog. So he, after asking the volunteer, I guess, does he look friendly or something like that, he approached the dog and was able to use Be My Eyes to get the name of the owner off the collar and actually return the dog to the owner, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. That's a good story.
I think some of the use cases that really touch me is also the tutoring cases where blind parents are able to tutor young sighted kids who can't read yet to help them understand the assignment and then have that moment of collaboration with not only teaching your child something important, but having a volunteer step in for a brief second there.
Yeah, one that comes to mind for me is this woman here in the US who was about to go to church because she sings in a choir. She wanted to make sure that there was no stains on her shirt, so she called a volunteer, and she was connected to a volunteer in England. And this volunteer in England was at church with her choir, and so after making sure there were no stains on the shirt, they actually had a chance to sing a song. So they were proud to say that it was their first international concert. And I think it was just like a really fine interaction.
Yeah, I heard from a woman also here at the conference who told me she ordered a bunch of shoes because she loves shoes, and she ordered like 20 different pairs of shoes or something like that. They arrived in the box and they'd all fallen out of their boxes. They were totally like mixed together. And because she had never seen or touched the shoes before, she didn't know which was which. She didn't know which color was which. She'd gotten like all these different colors of the same type of shoe. And the volunteer, a really nice volunteer, spent like 40 minutes with her, like not only getting all the shoes back sorted into their different pairs, but then kind of giving her feedback on what they looked like. And they said they had a really good time. So you never know when a call is going to kind of like turn into a real connection.
Oh yeah, and being here in Vegas, we just heard that people are using it to play on the slot machines. So we can contribute to that as well now.
Can we say that? Yeah, I guess.
You don't get commission, though.
Not yet. No.
Mandalay Bay.
No, it's free. It's free. Also on the slot machines.
I really like the app because you open it up and boom, right on the front page, bang, you're ready to go. You either tap that button or you go down to the specialized help. And then after you do your call, you can rate the volunteer or the call. I guess you rate the call, right?
Yeah, it's to check if there were any problems, technical or whatever, or you want to report if something was wrong, and also encourage them to share the good story because it inspires others to be creative what they can use it for.
The concept of it is exactly what so many people needed, but I don't think, for me, I never realised how important it would be to just have a pair of eyes when you need them. When you need it is the big thing, because it's 24 hours a day. It's just really good to have that and know that you have it, and know that maybe it's better that you'll never meet these people because you might ask them for something really simple. And for me, I'm quite independent, and it's quite difficult for me to ask for help.
Alexander, can you just give a brief description of what Be My Eyes is?
Yeah, so Be My Eyes is a free mobile app. We say it's a community support platform that connects people who are blind or low vision with either volunteers or company representatives. And everything happens through a live video connection. So no phone numbers, names, or anything like that is shared. If you're blind or low vision and you need assistance with anything, you'll just open the app.
Call first available volunteer.
And the volunteers will simply get a push notification saying someone needs your help. And when they accept that, and then a live video connection is established. And you would then just point to your phone or whatever you need explained. So it can be like reading out the menu or a recipe when you're cooking or checking the navigation or whatever it can be. It will be one-way video and two-way audio. And you would just be talking to that volunteer. You would always be connected to someone who speaks the same language as you. It's always completely free. It's always completely unlimited. So you can make 500 calls a day if you want to, and it will always be free. And it's anonymous, so no phone numbers, emails, anything like that is being shared. It's also really instant. Our average connection time is less than 30 seconds from when you tap that call first available volunteer to someone picks it up. And it's because there are so many people who have signed up to help.
We've really cut down on connection times too. I think we can share that in the last week, I think at least for English, connection times were like somewhere around 15, 18 seconds. But anecdotally, I've been connected in a couple seconds every time I've made a call recently. It makes a huge difference when you're waiting for help. You don't want to be kept waiting any extra second.
I think that just having this combination of both having access to volunteers but also including companies is super, super interesting. I think that combination is really powerful because it would allow companies to provide a much more accessible customer support, and it would allow you as a blind user to get a blind customer to get the customer support that you deserve, something that really works. And at the end of the day, just getting the problem solved much, much faster.
Specialized help.
We come to work each day committed to helping make all of Google products usable by as many people as possible. Each work day is different and unique. I can get calls from anywhere in the world, from Austin to India. And the calls can be about anything from how do I set up TalkBack to how do I get on the internet. Most of our callers are blind or low vision users.
And this is in numerous countries.
Yeah, we are now available in more than 150 countries, yeah, and in more than 185 different languages.
You're going to run out of countries someday.
Yeah, there are not that many to pick from.
If of course, I'm in America, but say I'm in China or France, is it geo-sourced?
Yeah, so the way that we match is based on languages and time zones. So if you're in France and you need help during the day, then we might call someone in France. But if you need help in the middle of the night, then we'll call a French-speaking person who is somewhere else in the world. Be someone in Canada, for example, who speaks the same language, but where it's a different time zone. So the two variables that we look at is language and time zone, and you'll always be connected to someone where it's during the day.
And that's seamless.
That is seamless.
You just tap on the button and a volunteer will be there within 10 to 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully less.
Yeah. It's pretty smart.
I wish we thought of it. Yeah. Christian didn't get any credit.
No, and I think on a closing note, Will, you can maybe mention the podcast that we're coming out with.
Yeah. We're really excited because just this week we've launched the official Be My Eyes podcast. We're going to be releasing a regular show where we interview some of our favorite community members and particularly blind individuals about blindness and sight and the blurry in-between area and really kind of digging into what it means to live non-visually in a sighted world.
You're listening to the Be My Eyes podcast.
We want to create a world where everyone believes society is better because of disabled people. And that's a really radical thing.
The San Francisco Bay Area is home to the longest running disability film festival in the world, Superfest, a juried film festival held every year that celebrates cutting-edge cinema, portraying disability through a diverse, complex, unabashed, and engaging lens. It's put on by the Paul K. Longmore Institute on Disability and Lighthouse for the Blind and Visually Impaired. Kathy Kudlik is a juror for the festival. She's a professor of history at San Francisco State University, the director of the Paul K. Longmore Institute on Disabilities, and she's here with Hans and I today to unpack visibility and representation of folks with disabilities in the media.
Hi, this is Hans.
My name is Julia.
Thank you for joining us today.
We're glad you made it.
Hi.
Hi, Kathy.
We're so glad that you could join this.
Well, that's great. Kristen, you're co-founder of Be My Eyes.
Yes, that's correct. I met Hans back in 2012, where he pitched the idea at a startup event that I was organizing, and I fell in love with the idea right away and had to leave the organizers team to join Hans. So we had 72 hours to come up with the basic premises of the concept of Be My Eyes, and it's been a pleasure and a privilege to be part of ever since.
It's great. I remember when he just came out of winning that, and that was launched.
Yeah, launch day was crazy. That was January 2015, and we knew there would be some interest in the blind community from the asking round we've done, but to see that more than 1,000 blind users signed up and 10,000 volunteers was just mind-blowing to us.
2.5 million today.
Yes, and about 140,000 blind low vision users.
Well, great job. The blindness community has a tool now they can all use for free, and it's Be My Eyes from the App Store and the Google Play Store. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Jeff. We love what you're doing. Your podcast is our favorite.
I should have bought him a drink.
The problem is to say that to everyone else.
No, I certainly did not. I certainly did not.
And on 8 others today, they keep saying it.
No.
It's always a great time talking to the team from Be My Eyes. And it was very special this time as we all got to meet each other personally, especially in Las Vegas. We all got to sit around and chit-chat a little bit. It was a good time. And Hans, I know you couldn't make it this time, but next time. And be sure to enable the Blind Abilities skill on your Amazon device just by saying Enable Blind Abilities. And for all you Victor Stream users, you can listen to the Blind Abilities podcast just by checking out the suggested list on your Victor device. And you can subscribe to the Blind Abilities podcast by just typing in Blind Abilities. That's 2 words, Blind Abilities, into any of your podcatchers. Overcast, Downcast, the podcast app on the iPhone, or any other podcatcher of your choice. On TuneIn Radio, Pandora, iHeartRadio, on your Google device, and the list goes on. A big shout out to Chi Chow for his beautiful music. You can follow Chi Chow on Twitter at El Chi Chow. And most importantly, I want to thank you, the listener. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, bye-bye.
When we share
what we see through each other's eyes, we can then begin to bridge the gap between
the limited expectations
and the
reality of blind abilities.
The realities of blind abilities.
For more podcasts with a blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at blindabilities. Download our app from the App Store, blindabilities, that's 2 words, or send us an email at info@blindabilities.com. Thanks for listening.